What's up, guys? Chris Brown from Train Boston coming at you with another quick nutrition tip for the week. This week's tip is to not do anything else while eating. That's right, just simply don't do anything else. Now, I'm not going to tell you to not sit down and talk to your family or anything like that, but put away everything else that could potentially distract you from what you're doing. Now, why is this? Well, when we eat, we get rewards from our brain. And the rewards come in the form of dopamine. Most of you guys have probably heard of dopamine. It's a neurotransmitter that comes from things that are happy, things that something we need to do or something that makes us feel good, right? So when we eat food, you probably know we feel pretty good about it. It makes us feel better. Our body's rewarding us for keeping us alive. And that can be more intense if it's something you enjoy eating, something higher in sugar, higher in fat, higher in satiety, or it can just be a regular level. Either way, you're getting some amount of it for eating foods. Now, when we sit down, we often do other things at the same time. That could be surfing on the internet on our phone. It could be watching a movie or TV. It could be playing a video game. It could be doing work, any number of stimuli. But generally speaking, when we're eating, we're doing something that we want to be doing or something that we feel that we need to be doing. So usually there's two separate reward systems going on at once. In the very least, there's one reward system and one need-driven system going on. So we're being pulled in two different directions. Now, dopamine, it's a neurotransmitter that actually increases the bonds between different areas of your brains. They're synapses. The synapses are the areas that connect one message from one side to the other. So, for instance, it works directly with the area we call the amygdala, the area responsible for our emotions. It works directly with the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for planning and figuring things out ahead of time. And it also works directly with the hippocampus, the area responsible with learning and emotional learning over time. So you can figure that out just by not knowing too much about it, but thinking about past times you've done something while eating. And particularly if you're older like me, things you did when you were a kid. So when I was younger, my dad used to sit down in front of the TV with me and we would eat something. At worst times it was just eating peanut butter out of a jar. Sometimes it was also just eating maybe an apple and slicing up pepperoni and eating that. It became mindless, but it was also a really good time for me. I was very happy. I was bonding with my father, and I carried those associative memories. I learned things from my dad at the same time. I was creating this bond through not only oxytocin, which is the social hormone, but I was also getting a dopamine response from the interaction of learning and loving and feeling and being with him. And then on the other time, I was getting the TV as a reward, and I was getting the food as a reward. And so every time I would sit down with my dad, I'd have this craving, this desire to eat something. And I'm sure he had the same thing. And we were building those bonds together and making the synapses even stronger in every area of my brain. So it became harder for probably either one of us to stop wanting to do that. Now you can think of a similar thing. Maybe you sit down every Sunday and drink a beer for a football game. Maybe you, every time you sit down on Thursday night with your husband or wife, you have a glass of wine or you have a treat, a piece of chocolate. And those things happen over and over and over again, regardless of whether it's candy or alcohol or any kind of food you consume. You're creating these bonds that make you want to do that thing over and over and over again. When there's two different signals coming at you and you're kind of being distracted and you're getting rewards, but they're all over the place. That drives compulsive behavior, the point where you really feel like you want to and need to be doing something. And whenever you see one part of that happening, your body immediately wants the other part to be happening as well. And you can see how this snowballs in our lives and becomes like a behavioral issue. So when you're sitting down, actively take the time to put everything else away. It can be very hard, especially in today's age with the TVs around us, with the cell phones and laptops and work, especially with Zoom calls and all that. Get rid of it all. Get rid of it all. It's just people that you're sitting down with, your family, hopefully, or whatever your family looks like, and your food. Sit down, eat it, maybe talk a little bit, drink some water in between, that kind of thing, and move on with your day. You're gonna find it probably pretty hard in the beginning, but you're gonna notice you'll notice other things your body's telling you, like, hey, I'm kind of full. Hey, this food tastes delicious, or it doesn't taste that good, or I don't really want this anymore. I'm just eating it because I thought I wanted it. You'll learn a lot from your body when you actually have some quiet around your body. It's essentially like meditation, but for your nutrition. You won't have to work so hard to eat smaller portions and to eat healthier food when you have less distractions. It won't be easy, but it's definitely worth your time. Don't try to take away everything you do all at once, please. That's going to make it much, much harder. But in the long run, if you take one thing away, maybe every week or every other week, and you do it with a support system, your emotional spotter, maybe your husband, wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, good friend, it's going to be something that you can definitely attain to help you get your nutritional goals online. All right, guys, that's been the weekly nutritional tip. Let me know how it goes. Until next time, be well. Thank you.